Is your list of Christmas gift quilts getting so long that you're worried you won't be able to finish them in time?
Have you thought about trying some smaller projects? We've got some great ideas for you. Hi, it's Fran Morgan.
And Donna Robertson with Fabric Café.
Sometimes making gifts for the holidays can get a bit overwhelming when you're making a bunch of quilts.
Have you ever thought about making something smaller, like a table runner, pillows, or placemats?
Well, our book, Make It Home with 3-Yard Quilts, has patterns for quilts and all sorts of fun home projects. We're going to show you lots of different projects from this book that would be perfect for a gift. Let's jump in. Now, this is our Cotillion pattern, and I really love this pattern. There's a couple of really cool things about it. First, we have a nice big snowball block. Now, we've just snowballed the corners here. That is so super simple to do. And when you do a block like this, you can use directional fabric in this place. So if you have a really beautiful fabric you're wanting to show off, this would be a great pattern. Now, we've alternated with these other blocks that make this fun spinning star. These are half square triangles, and we've just turned them and positioned them so that it's like this part of the block is on a dark background, this part of the block is on a light background. It kind of gives you that reverse. And I really like that when this all comes together, you've got this cool diagonal line, and that snowball corner just kind of plays into that, and it works really well. Now, we've got some great fabric and some great additional projects that we want to share with you using the Cotillion pattern. Now, we have a gorgeous poinsettia. This is kind of like a little arrangement of poinsettias with some of the berries and the pine cones and the pine branches and holly branches. It's really pretty, and it really makes a nice big image on your fabric. So putting it in the focus fabric on the Cotillion quilt is perfect because you have a really big snowball block here that's going to show that off. I love this in this position. Our 2 and 3 fabric also have great metallic on them, but we've kept these 2 fabrics a little bit more simple because we really want our alternate block, the half square triangles here, to pop, but we don't want this to steal the show from our focus fabric. So I really think it's going to work well. So for our number 2, we have this nice cream with some sparkly gold on it, and it's going to go everywhere you see the cream here. And then for our number 3, we have the red. And I love incorporating the red with our focus fabric because it just is so beautiful together. It is going to go everywhere you see the brown on this quilt here.
I love the way that your secondary block changes the position of the colors to create that border around this one, and then you switch to the white. It adds so much movement.
Oh my goodness,
Wow.
It is. That is a stunning Christmas quilt.
It is.
I love Christmas fabric in this pattern. It is just absolutely gorgeous.
It's almost like, okay, is it showing the lights sparkling on the Christmas tree, or it's just
showing joy.
It is. It's a stunning quilt. I really love it.
Really, really pretty. Okay, it works so well, this kit in this pattern, but this pattern, Cotillion, also has additional projects. There are 7 different patterns in the Make It Home book. For each of the patterns, there are projects associated with them. Now, what's really cool is a 3-yard kit will make the quilt top, but the 3-yard kit will also make the companion projects with each pattern. So if you were to get a kit, say you got this gorgeous Christmas kit, you could make the quilt, or you could make the companion projects that go along with Cotillion.
Or you could buy 2 kits and you
make
can make
both.
the quilt and the project.
I love that. So all the instructions for that are included in the book, which
That
is
is so
super
cool. Yes, it really is awesome.
Okay, so the companion projects that go with the Cotillion pattern, a dresser scarf and 2 pillows. Isn't it gorgeous in this fabric?
Do you know that would make a gorgeous table runner too?
For the holidays, I can see the table set with your china and that running down the middle.
Right.
Ooh.
Or how about like on your fireplace?
Oh, well, that would be really pretty too. I mean, you know, and also I know a lot of us, including me, love having a tree in your bedroom at Christmas. Could you see this on your dresser with those pillows, you know, changed out so that it would just be so festive and
It is
cozy.
awesome.
It is really pretty. And you know what? what great gifts, because they're going to be so fast too. So
Absolutely.
that's kind of something we love. All right, let's get you the kit information on that. This kit is called Opulent Blooms, and it is the Cotillion pattern from the Make It Home with 3-Yard Quilts book.
Now, this pattern is called Countryside, and it has such a cool traditional design, but it just adds so much warmth and love and joy to your home. You can use directional fabric in this number 1 position, so no matter what fabric you could pick for that number 1 position, it's going to work. It also has some nice separation between that number 1 and the number 2 fabric, which means that you could use a small print in your number 2 if you prefer. It has a nice homey feeling, like I was saying, and the star block makes it a perfect wall hanging. Let's see what it looks like in Christmas fabric. And the fabric that we've picked, it tells the truth. I am just a kid at heart because I like these fun, nostalgic kind of things like snowmen and cardinals and birdhouses and wreaths, all of those things like that.
So great.
And we've chosen to use 3 different prints for when we make this quilt out of this fabric. So let's go through all of them. First, we have this sweet homey fabric with snowmen, and that's really going with that homey feel of the quilt.
Yes, definitely. And it's directional, so it's gonna work in that position.
Absolutely.
Which is perfect.
I love that too. So we're gonna put that in our number 1 spot, each one of our blocks. Now for our number 2, because these are separated, it's a good place that you could use a small print in the number 2. And we've chosen to use these fun Christmas trees. And, you know, it kind of mimics the fact that we've got Christmas trees in the number 1 fabric.
Oh, it does.
So it's kind of like it's a theme fabric going on here.
Yes, of course.
And that's going to go everywhere you see the white. Then for our number 3, we have a 3rd print. But what's really cool about having 3 different prints is you'll want to keep in mind to get different scales as well as your contrast in colors. Remember, we picked the lightest of the for the number 2 and then the darkest for the number 3 of those 2 remaining fabrics. So that's what we've done here. And it really doesn't fight for attention with the other 2 prints having a snowflake in that number 3 position.
And it goes all the places where the blue is, right?
Right, right. It just says joy, joy, joy.
It really does.
Look at that. I love it.
And I love it. Okay, so we have 3 prints. All 3 prints are different scale, but there's plenty of contrast between the 2 and 3, so those stars still pop off.
Right.
I love it.
We always say that the number 3 is the pop of color, and the number 2 is your supporting role. And what happens with your eye is you'll actually go to rest on that number 2, even though there's still a print there.
It's so cute.
It is cute. I really like the way this turned out. And the pattern instructions also have a table runner and a wall hanging. Let's look at those. Oh, it's so cute.
I can so see this on the center of a table at Christmas time.
Yes.
With family coming over or get together. It is charming. Oh, and the wall hanging has those 4 stars coming together.
Yes. Oh, it creates a block right in the middle, but you've got plenty to look at with those little trees.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And I can see the table runner on my table. And I can see the wall hanging above the buffet, because I have that long space between the window.
You do.
Yeah, that would be perfect. So they're right there together, wall hanging in the dining room with a table runner on the table.
So just a minute, I'm going to write that on my Christmas list over here.
I love it whenever I get to pick out my own Christmas presents. Okay, so the name of this kit is Snowman Lane. It's the countryside pattern from Make It Home with 3-Yard Quilts.
Now, our Mayfair pattern is a 1-block pattern, which makes it kind of cool, because you know how it is when you're doing a 1-block pattern. Once you do it once or twice, you kind of get the rhythm and you kind of get going, so you know exactly what you need to do. Now, this block is right here. And in the very center of it, we have this little bordered square, which is great because this is really going to show off your focus fabric. We have some great separation between our 1 and 2 as well. Now, when these blocks come together, these are the corners here, they're going to come together and create this secondary pattern, this great diamond with just a little touch of focus fabric in there to give it some extra color. I really like this pattern because of the way it all comes together, and it's just a one block. Now, also what's really cool, because it's just one block, it's going to make some beautiful companion projects, placemats, and a table runner. So let's check those out too. Now for our Mayfair pattern, we are going to use a gorgeous ombre fabric for our focus fabric. One selvage, it's dark with the snowflakes and they're really popping off, and it goes to that purple, that green, and then back to blue with more snowflakes. It is gorgeous. Now this is running yardage. It's not a panel, it is a running yardage.
Right.
So you're gonna be able to cut this and put this in your quilt very, very easily, just like a normal piece of yardage. So it's gonna work great. Now, what's really cool about the ombre is whenever you put it in our focus position, which is in the center of these squares and just a little bit here in our corners, it's gonna almost look like you use different fabric because some of it's green, some of it's blue. So all of your squares are gonna look just a little bit different.
That's great.
Which I think that's really neat when that happens. I really like it.
Well, it gives it a very elegant, scrappy look.
Elegant scrappy, I like that.
Well, so often it's kind of homey with scrappy, but whenever you're using an ombre, especially a beautiful fabric like this, it becomes very elegant. So those changes of colors are a little more subtle.
Yes, it is a very elegant fabric. Now for our number 2, we've gone kind of monochromatic here. We've got our beautiful light blue here with all of our snowflakes on it, and it's going to go where you see the lighter blue here. It's got just enough texture to keep that interest, keeps the theme of the snowflake, which I really, really like. And then for our number 3, we are adding this dark, rich blue. It kind of looks like at night, if you're driving down the road and there's a snowfall that's recent and the light hits it at night and it gives it that little glistening, sparkly look, that's what it makes me think of.
Oh, yeah, that's gorgeous.
I really love it. That is going to frame our focus fabric here and then create this diamond here, everywhere you see this dark blue, as well as a little bit of it on the border just to kind of give it all that finishing touch. Oh my.
That is amazing.
It is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it is a piece of art. I really, really like it. And I love the way the focus fabric has all of the different colors and all the different blocks.
You know what else is really cool about that? Is that it's like the number 2, we're always saying it's like your background, but it looks like a scene where maybe you're looking at windows, but the snow is falling all around them. So it's the perfect backdrop, like you're watching a snowfall.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It turned out beautifully. All right, now the 2 projects that go along with the Mayfair pattern, we have a table runner and 4 placemats.
That is amazing.
So with 3 yards of fabric, so with one of these kits, you could either make the quilt or you can make a table runner and 4 placemats with 3 yards of fabric.
Yeah.
And would this not make the most gorgeous artistic setting?
If you're just falling in love with all of these fabrics, when you buy 3 kits, you can get this book free. I mean, that's just amazing. You've got all these projects and all of the kits. It would be a perfect time to take advantage of that.
Yes.
So you get the book, Make It Home with all of your quilts and projects for free if you buy 3 more kits.
And there's definitely 3 here that
I would want.
Yes. All right, let's get you the kit information on this. It is called Whispers of Winter, and once again, it is the Mayfair pattern from Make It Home.
Now this pattern is called Promenade. You have a nice big space where you can show off a directional fabric in this row, and then it's alternated with a pieced star row. Look how the stars are using all 3 fabrics in the block. It's gorgeous. And it almost looks like it's been transformed into a lacy row. Let's put it on the table and show you how gorgeous it is in Christmas. There's something about the winter in cardinals, and when they come to visit, they're just awesome.
Of course.
And actually during the summer, I actually saw some cardinals off and on during the summer, but it's kind of like you can't see them. in the summertime the way you can in the wintertime.
Yeah, it's like you don't notice them, but against that crystally white background, you definitely see them.
Right. Or on this one, in this case,
So
a black background.
Yes,
But
so
I mean, they contrast so beautifully. So the cardinals and the chickadees are going to look awesome in this, and they are a directional fabric, although you could use a tossed if you wanted to. Now, for our second fabric, you know, we compare our 2 and 3, and we get that light and dark, and the number 2 goes in the light. This pattern specifically, it's very important that you get a very high contrast in your colors for 2 and 3 so that you'll know that those stars are going to show up. So the lacy effect that is taking place in that secondary row will look best with contrasting colors. So I think this is perfect. So
yes.
The white is kind of a tone-on-tone swirl.
And it's got just some snowflakes. It's just a hint. It's very subtle.
Yes. The number 3 fabric is just like the number 2. It's the same design, but you can really see that swirl a lot better.
Yes.
Just know that that's also in that number 2 if it didn't show up on your screen. And it's going to be perfect for the number 3 position, which is your dark here, and the little points of your stars. And you know, the 2 and 3 is probably best if you stay with tonal prints rather than a contrasting print, because you're also using your number 1 at the same time, and you might lose a little bit of the definition for the stars.
Yes. So this is really going to pop with those
Right.
2 tone-on-tone prints, and wow.
These are a lot of wow quilts.
I mean, but they look so gorgeous in Christmas fabrics.
They
you know,
do.
I think Christmas fabric is probably some of my favorite fabric that I see all year long. I think I just love it all. There's not a Christmas fabric, well, there's not a fabric I haven't met that I don't love. But Christmas fabric has a special place, and this pattern looks amazing.
I love that lacy look that comes from that number 2. That secondary row.
Right.
I just think that looks so cool.
And like you mentioned, needing that contrast with your 2 and 3 fabric, keeping those more simple with a really beautiful focus, it works in this particular case so well.
It really does. Now, the really awesome surprise is your secondary projects that you're going to have for this particular fabric. So let us show you the table runner.
I love the way the lace just goes right down the middle.
Right, it's awesome. And you know, I have what they call the great room. So I have my dining room and my living room kind of they're just separated by stuff. I know that's the living room because there's a sofa. But what I was going to say is, if the table runner was on my table, the lumbar pillows are going to look great in my white chairs.
Oh, do I need to change my list and put this one on the list instead
Oh,
of it?
well, you know.
That's okay.
Yeah, maybe so.
It is gorgeous. I can definitely see that. And that's a good point. I know a lot of us have dining areas that are combined with our living areas.
Right.
It's kind of all one big space, and that's a great point.
Yeah, so
great on the
I'm actually coordinating all the way through
Yeah.
those 2 rooms. Now this kit is called Winter Perch, and it's the Promenade pattern.
Now, Regency is another one of our one-block quilts from the Make It Home book. And I really love how this all comes together and has such a cool pattern with these stripes that come together with the blocks and then the little diamonds. It just all comes together so beautifully and really has a lot of interest to it. Now, what's really cool is this space here that features our focus fabric is also here. You could put some smaller prints or some textural prints in the focus fabric position, and this is still going to look great because there's so much interest in the piecing. I also really love the way the blocks come together because, like I said, this is a one block. And the corner of the block is right here. All 4 corners come together, creating kind of like a secondary block. It's very, very cool, and it is going to look so amazing in Christmas fabric. Let's get it on the table. I love this one brilliant red, but 2, all the metallic touches on this, just like so many of our other Christmas fabrics.
Right.
That gold just helps pick up the light and helps your holiday sparkle. I mean, it really, really does. And this is no exception. I love all the little medallions here, all the different little ivies in the wreaths, and it's just so pretty. Now, this is a tossed fabric.
Yeah.
So on our Regency pattern, we need to make sure that we do use a tossed fabric because our blocks are rotated. So that's pretty important. This is going to work gorgeously, and it's going to go everywhere you see this floral here, and a little bit on the border and on our corners of our squares here.
You know what's really neat is that this is a huge flower, and it looks gorgeous. But this is just a medium-sized print, and it is going to look so fantastic in that block.
It's perfect for this.
Yeah.
It is perfect.
I
It really,
agree.
really is. Okay, now for our background, which is our number 2 fabric. We wanted to keep it a little bit more simple so that all of our piecing really pops. And we have this beautiful gold speckle. It's almost like we have some starburst in gold on top of our beautiful cream here. That metallic just kind of unifies it, which I really, really like. And as I mentioned, it is going to go everywhere you see the beige on this quilt. Now our number 3, keeping the contrast, this also has a lot of that gorgeous gold. It's a more medium scale print, and I think it works perfectly because you're going to get contrast with your red and your green, but you're also going to get contrast with the 3 scales of fabric. So we have large, medium, and small.
And that green up against that cream is going to really be dynamic.
Yes. Now our green is where you see the red here. We're going to have our little diamond here, and then in our strips here, as well as some on the border.
Wow, I do. I love that green. It's just holding it all together like it's woven together.
It really, really does. And I love the way the focus fabric's not only in that square, but it kind of borders that little diamond that is created when you put all your blocks together. And I just think it helps carry the fabric throughout the quilt in a balanced way.
Yeah, good distribution of color.
Really love it. And that green on the border, perfect. Now the projects that come with this quilt pattern in the Make It Home book, it is a bed scarf and a pillow cover. I can really see this.
Can we change my list again?
I
love these.
I think my quilting list got longer instead of shorter, okay?
That's awesome.
I really love the way the bed scarf works because it puts the block right in the middle so you can really see your focus fabric. And the lines that are created on your block just kind of gives it some lengthening power a little bit.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is really, really good. And can't you see this at the foot of your bed and then the pillow up at the front of the bed, all arranged beautifully?
I would like for you to kind of like buy 2 kits, and that way I could have more pillows on my bed.
Yeah, we could do that. All right. Now this fabric would also look gorgeous in the quilt that's hanging behind us here. This is the Fanciful pattern. It is also for Make It Home with 3-yard quilts. It comes with instructions for the quilt, as you see here, a table runner, and a wall hanging. So it could be also just as wonderful. All right, let's get you the kit information. It is called Starlight Cheer. It is our Regency pattern for Make It Home.
If you're stressed about your quilting this Christmas, give one of these projects a try.
They're smaller than a quilt, which will make them go much faster. And you can check those gifts off your list in no time.
And if you'd like to see more project ideas for Christmas, then be sure to watch the video that pops up next.
Happy quilting!